Thank you for joining us on another episode of Different Routes Radio, hosted by Dami and myself, Tamaine. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, my favorite consulting client, Dominic Margiotta. Dominic has the most extensive background you would imagine. He used to be a boxer, competed in Manchester and all over, spent time working on doors, spent time acting. And then after a few years on the doors, he thought, you know what? I don't need to be a bouncer anymore. I know so many people. I'm going to set up by myself. And he set up Impact Events Security and Protection. This company is based in Manchester, and they provide, as it says in the name, security and protection and event security. So they have big events such as festivals that you may have heard of.
Glastonbury?
Indeed. All the good ones.
Yeah.
Reading, Boomtown, all those good ones. They've done personal security for a few celebrities we might get into later. I won't drop any names yet, although we do love a name drop. And they've also done NHS work and lots of other things. So thanks for joining us today, Dominic.
Thank you, Tamaine.
Look forward to hearing all about your company and a bit more about the security industry.
Thanks for that introduction. I sound pretty good now you said that.
You don't sound pretty good. You are pretty good.
I didn't realize how good it was, actually.
Yeah, I know you've done a little stuff.
With 30 years underneath your belt, you have to have done something.
Well, hopefully, yeah. It's been a long time, long journey, but we're at this point now, and it's going really well. It's been good.
All right, so here's a quick question for you. I know while looking up security and things like that, there's one one word that kept repeating itself on websites, and I was like, Sia, is that like the singer? I was like, what is
Sia?
SIA.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay, yeah. No, that's the body that looks after the security industry. So they make sure that every individual there has got a proper license. There's no criminals involved, because many years ago, the security industry in pubs, clubs was sort of like run by little maybe gangs or people.
All right, protection racket, is that it?
Maybe, yeah, possibly in some areas. But nobody was regulated, you see. So you could have people with criminal records, and if you've got your daughter or your son or young people, you don't want you want them to be looked after, don't you? So we just needed to bring the industry into the 20th century, 21st century.
Stands for Security
Industry Authority.
That's the one.
Okay, so it's not Sia, the singer that I was thinking.
No.
I was like, oh man, Sia's involved in everything, man. Can't see her face, but she provides security.
Diversification, that's the key to success. So Dommy, I used to be a boxer. Now, I mean, I know a lot of athletes after their career, I mean, I always wanted to be a professional basketball player.
Are you gonna do this whole like I look like Anthony Joshua?
No, I mean they say I do look like Anthony Joshua.
Say when you say they say, he really says I say.
I mean they say.
Anthony Joshua, that's been on a diet.
Oh, why?
I've been on the rack and he stretched him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, most athletes after they retire or after they leave their career, I don't know, a lot of them get lost. They don't know what to do. They might start gambling, drinking. They might like go on TV talk shows if they were really good. But did you go straight onto doors?
I did, yeah. Now, funny you should say that, bring it up, but I have thought about it over the years, and I would never think about going on the doors or working in security. And I got asked because I had a couple of friends who actually were working on the doors. Now, when I finished the boxing, at a higher level, many athletes miss that the training, even though they're still training. But you know, the buzz and the adrenaline and things like that.
And the routine.
Well, I at a low level missed that. So the doors, or working on the doors, and when you had to deal with a situation or trouble or anything like that, you did get a little bit of an adrenaline rush, of course. And it didn't become addictive, but that replaced what I missed in the events and the fights.
And what made you think, because I know a lot of people, when you get into a job, you get comfortable. I mean, I was guilty of it. I stayed before my MBA. I was in a job for like 6 years. And then my parents kept saying, go and do an MBA. We're going to be in this job forever. And I was like, I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have done all these things. Crypto, I wouldn't be doing crypto. I wouldn't have met you. Wouldn't have done consulting. So yeah, sometimes it changes. Wouldn't have met you, of course. Wouldn't have started Different Routes Radio. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube, Different Routes Radio. But anyway, so what made you think, okay, I'm going to stop doing the doors, because I can imagine it's fun. You're like out with the boys every like Friday night, late nights. You can chill in the days, work at night, chat up with the girls. And I've seen girls like, please let me in the club, to like all the bouncers, and the bouncers like, well, you and your friends can come in. They give him a kiss, and like it's always slipping them a phone number. So you know, it's a fun life. especially if you're a professional or retired boxer, so you know you can look after yourself. But what made you stop and say, you know what, I'm gonna set up for myself. I'm not gonna keep doing this every day, even though it's fun and it's easy money, and I can do this in my sleep.
I mean, I did it for a number of years.
How long?
Well, I've been involved in the industry doing the security over 25, getting on for nearly 30 years, really. So I just had enough of because the licensing laws changed and it was like all day drinking. So we've gone from like finishing at 2:00 in the morning, and they want you then to go until 6 in the morning. And it's like, what, really? So I did that for quite a while, but then you just get to the point in your life where, no, I want to sit on the couch, watch a bit of telly. I've had enough. Also, to a certain extent, I lost patience with people because there was substance misuse, alcohol misuse, just the whole nighttime economy, the way it is really, the way young people or people act anyway once they've had a drink. So I took a break from that. Went working on response teams at Manchester City, the football clubs. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I've been doing this for such a long time. I wanted to get into the training. So I wanted to deliver SIA courses and pass that knowledge on, which is what I did.
Okay. So it's not just providing labor, it's also educating the next line of
yeah, I mean, we've done hundreds of courses, for people in Manchester. And what it was like, even though I'd set a training company up, people were still coming to me saying, Dom, can you get me 2 lads? Dom, can you get me 4 lads? And I thought to myself, well, you know what? It's coming to me, so I may as well accept it. So I ended up setting a training company up and a security company. And it's just snowballed. And basically, the best form of recruiting that I've ever had was off my courses, because they could have 12 people in the room and I would pick the best 4.
Sure. So you spend like a few weeks training them.
So the few weeks was an interview process. It was an interview. So if we start at 9:30 in the morning and somebody comes in at 10 to 10 every day, he ain't working for me, because obviously you can't get to the job on time.
Sure. So setting an impression even in school, you'd be surprised what doors it opens up for yourself. So.
Yeah, I mean, once they've been with me as well for a week, 2 weeks, because we did funded courses, government funded courses, so they were about 3 weeks in length. So by the time they've been in the classroom for 3 weeks, bonding with everybody, listening to my stories, and seeing people come into the office who were going on to events like the minibus would be leaving to Glastonbury and to other events and other things, and people, it's real, it's not just in the classroom, there's guys there. And then they would come in, I would invite them in and say, tell them about it. Where did you start? And I'll say, we were sat here where you are. And then we've moved on to other things.
So actually bringing up even Glastonbury, these are like mega big events with, I'm assuming, dozens and dozens of security and, behind the scenes workers. How do you, as a security firm, gain a contract of that level? Is it, do you guys go to put in the best offer, or is it that you just kind of first come, first show up, and then boom?
Well, at the minute, I mean, I'm only a small company. So a lot of my work and a lot of these events, I never pass these events off as my events, because I'm always working for the client. And it's the client's events, and it filters down to other companies. So yes, we are working Glastonbury, but it's through another company. And we're providing X amount of staff.
So you know what? Yeah, because from working with Dom Consulting, I found out that all these events, I was actually want to talk to you. Did you hear about the Travis Scott event with people dying in that? So we'll get to that in a bit. But with all these events, you have like a big security firm, say they're called like SecureCo, and they get the contract for Glastonbury, and they're like, okay, we need 300 people to come to Glastonbury, and they're like, yeah, we'll do it. But they've only got 200 people on their books. So they're like, okay, cool, we do. We'll give Dom a call. Dom, we need 100 people. And Dom's like, yeah, no worries, I'll give you 100 boys. Or, I can only give you 80 boys. So I'm like, okay, so they take 80 from Dom, and they go to someone else. Okay, we need 20 boys. And then they'll go, okay, cool, we got 20 boys or ladies, men or women.
That's true.
Female, very good female security operatives.
I've seen one or two that can kick my ass. Sure.
Me too. So by the end, they've got this, the event's covered by, say, 3 security companies, but it's contracted to SecureCo. What I'm thinking is, for the Travis Scott event where people died in the crowd in AstroWorld, do you think that was one security company, or it was the same thing? And it's in America, but do you think it was different security companies? And I've been
the lack of training, maybe,
or lack of
led to
ownership.
that.
What do you think made it go wrong?
I've only seen a few clips on tele briefly, and it is in America, the United States, but it's probably the same thing as they have over here, where it's not just one company, because there's hundreds and hundreds of staff, and the industry probably is the same as over here, where 1 week you can work there, and the next week you can work over there, but it's entirely your choice.
Do you think that there's like procedures in England? So if you were doing, because I know you do like Manchester Arena and like all these like warehouse projects or whatever, these events, if someone in Manchester Arena, like one of your security lads who you've trained, they saw someone said, oh, look, this person's dead. What's your training like? What would you do in that situation? Because everyone's saying, oh, like 5 people,
was their fault.
Died,
and
they let the show keep going on. So is it normal to say, okay, someone's dead, stop everything, like hit the panic button? Or is it more like, okay, someone's died or someone might be injured, let's take care of the situation, isolate the incident? Because you can imagine someone's dead here, so everything's going on, let's just deal with the situation.
So what's the procedure?
Well, first of all, you wouldn't know that they were dead. You would just thought they're unconscious, not responding. So right away, that's a medical emergency. So you would contact the relevant people, get an ambulance involved, get a first aider involved, immediately.
Sure.
Recovery position, do whatever you can. CPR might be needed. So you need to do everything. And this is why, with a few things that have happened, the SIA course has been extended and there's extra training involved.
Yeah, just this year, right?
Because, it started in October. So the thing is, if you're an SIA officer and you've been trained how to, get older people and eject them from venues, very quickly, because people have been taking alcohol, they could be overweight, they could have been taking substances, depends on their age, depends on their fitness, they very easily could deteriorate into a medical emergency. So if you start that process of ejecting somebody and then a minute later they find themselves in difficulties, you can't just say, oh, well, I don't know what to do, go and get a first aider. You need to then stop the ejection, stop the restraint and make it a medical emergency, and then get down and try and save or help that person.
Oh, wow. So the security person could also administer some sort of medical aid, or
that's part of the training now. So everyone now has to be first aid trained. Oh, wow. These people that I come across that don't know how to use a radio, so they panic as well. So basically, you might have an incident and they'll start speaking, and they'll be erratically shouting or speaking, and then they'll press the button. So half the message is lost anyway, and then they don't think to, you're not going to start again. So some people in the industry, they do need training on equipment, different types of equipment.
This is true. So I guess this is also some. I'm glad to hear there's improvements in regards of handling situations, and when it escalates to or deteriorates, this is how security firms try to handle it. There's also something else that we're seeing more and more of, especially if you walk around like those, what they call public officers. They just walk around and make sure everything's copacetic. They always have a selfie camera.
Oh, yeah.
Not selfie cam, body cam. Yeah.
Body
Body cams are now, what I've seen is it now the standard to have that across all security firms kind of thing?
It doesn't have to be, but it's a good idea because there's CCTV everywhere. Years ago when I was working, no, there wasn't, but there is now. Plus, everyone's got a mobile phone, so there's your CCTV as well. But body cams are useful because any evidence that could be presented in your defence or to be used, to explain an incident is good, isn't it? Because a picture is better than 1,000 words if you can actually see. Doesn't always give the true picture though. It depends if it's been recorded from the full event. So but it's good. It's another tool. And also people think twice if you've got a body cam on, they might not say things or do things because they are on camera. I mean, we have when we work at Manchester United for one of our clients, we always have a guy with a camera, and then if there's an incident, when the adrenaline is going, you want to go in and help your friends. But we always say, right, you've got the camera, so you stay there. You need to stay away, and then everything. You just need to soak it all up and just witness everything. Because it's no good if you're dropping the camera because you're getting involved, because then we have no witness. Even though there's hundreds, thousands of cameras.
I learned all that on my SIA course.
Let's see.
Because Tremaine is SIA operative.
Yeah.
So
I persuaded him.
you persuaded me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now, if anyone needs to get taken out of the club, I know how to put them in a little arm lock,
All right.
take them out by myself or with someone else.
Okay.
I know what to do. I know how to restrain someone till the police get there,
Okay.
and not give them one of those. You don't do that.
No,
you don't do
no,
that.
no,
You definitely
no,
don't do that
no.
unless no one's watching. I'm joking.
Oh, wow.
I'm joking.
Wow. But it also means that you also first aid trained. Is that correct?
I'm not.
No, because he just
Oh.
sneaked in the
I
back door.
I knew this course was getting harder in October, so I'm like, let me just quickly knock this out in the summer so that I could.
Well, he's
yeah.
got to do a job yet. He's not
Yeah.
done a job. I keep saying.
I did one. I did a rugby
Oh
one.
yeah, we did rugby. Yeah,
Yeah, I went to go
that
watch
was
a
all right.
rugby match.
So anyway, so he turns up. So I told him the uniform, black boots, black pants,
Yeah.
black shirt. There we go. Turns up as if he was going out for a drink on a Saturday.
Oh,
night.
is that right?
I'm a fashionable guy. Okay, like I had to do
All
my
black
own
event
thing.
is something different.
So
for
when we
Jermaine.
got there, we had to just give. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, we are short. So there you go. There's a high vis. Wear that. So he's got like his all his clobber on, and he looked like, is he the stadium manager? You know,
I came out dripping, like chanting up the fans. No, it's cool. I really wanted to do Glastonbury, and but it got cancelled. So I was looking.
that was on the 50th year when it got.
So I was
Yeah,
my plan was to go to Glastonbury, like do a little bit of searching, or like not even searching, point people, a bit of help. Mister, help me. Oh, I can help you, darling. How are you? Doing the security like a professional. Make sure they were happy.
Oh yes,
But then once the day ends, you have the all night to yourself, so you can go and
is that right?
have a little boogie. And
Well, that's the attraction. That's why people
Yeah.
like festivals, because they go and do the work.
Shift.
As long as you're-
So
as long as
it
you're
could be
back
from
up.
7 in the morning to 7 at night, or 8 in the morning to 8 at night. But then once your shift is finished, go back to your tent, put your glad rags on, and then
Go
away we go.
Marty.
Okay.
But I always say to people, do not make lager your best friend. So finish at 8, get in the festival, enjoy it, but back to your tent,
Report back
back
to
to your
it,
tent, 12
yes.
o'clock, half 12, because you're up again the next day. And
But some people do it. If you're a rock star, you can push it.
Like Jermaine's a rock star.
If you've been training, if you've done Manchester MBA and you've gone out drinking in Manchester for like 18 months, you're living.
I was on a 15-month program, so I don't know this rock star lifestyle that Jermaine's speaking of. And NBA does not endorse this message being said right now. Thank you.
Networking. I was networking.
Exactly,
That's what I was
that's
doing.
I've still got some more training to do with tonight, as far as the security is concerned. As in, like, having a booze and chatting women up at festivals, probably not really the way we want to go.
No, of course.
We'll
not.
leave that to these free time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I'm not a full-time security operative, guys. I'm a consultant and a crypto head.
He's giving up that lifestyle.
Yeah, giving up that lifestyle.
Not really. So Dom, I guess we talked a little bit of, body cams, process and procedures. We've not even talked about even setting up the business kind of thing. What kind of steps does someone have to do to be able to do it, other than have the experience, know people, so that you have the labor force behind you? Is there getting yourself SIA certified and things like that? How does one start the business itself?
Well, I've had a few people ring me asking that question because a lot of people recently, I believe, have just decided to set a security company up, probably because they think it's easy. It's not. Now, there's a young lad who's phoned me and he said, Dom, how'd you get to work? I can't get any work. I said, well, nobody knows you, and it's like, and it is a long process. I had you've got to trust people. I mean, ideally, you need a lot of money to be able to pay your staff. Okay, so it's no, a lot of companies, what they do with the client at the top of the tree there, they'll say, right, okay, we'll do this job, but I'll pay you in 30 days when I get paid. But if you're just going to do a job on a Thursday or a job on a Saturday for 5 hours, 10 hours, you don't want to wait 30 days to get that money. So as a company, you need to be able to, I pay my people on 7 days next week. And then I wait the 30 days from the client because they're doing the job for me, not for the client. So I pay them. So you need some cash flow. That's what you need. And that's the biggest thing there. People are only doing this job for money. Yeah. And, if you're saying people wait 30 days, they're not going to sustain that. So people work for me, they do the jobs, they get paid. And that's what, they feed the families and buy things, and that's what they want. So that's it, really. That's the biggest thing, having the cash flow. Obviously, knowledge of the industry, networking people. A lot of people knew me or know me when I was speaking to the growth company, weren't we, about some stuff. And they said, oh, I've just done a little bit of research. We can't find you anywhere. That's because I felt I didn't need any presence on the internet.
That's the first thing I said. You need a website. You need a new. I had to do his new website, and then like you got to get all your links ready, all your like LinkedIn and your Facebook, everything like all together in sync. But he's done so well over. He's like, man, how did you grow? I've said so many. How do you grow so much without having a new, like an updated website, without having it all word of mouth?
I've only just got a website. It was like like 8 months ago, something like that. And you know, I understand how good it is, and I should be doing it, but I'm not very techy. I haven't got time, so you know, I need to pay other people to do it.
Okay, so you've allowed your business to grow naturally, and then now you're bringing forward like consultants to help you be more future-proof and ready.
Yeah, I mean, Tomay's doing a bit of work with me when he's not in the south of France. I'm playing basketball, you know, so. Since I met Tomay, my day's got short, so it starts at 12 o'clock, finishes at 4.
Yeah.
I've got to meet these guys on the basketball court.
Got stuff to do.
When it's summertime, like, I have to work basketball, that's it. But
I'm going to have to go on a basketball court.
You'll have to.
But white men can't jump. So.
That's all right. We'll just post you up somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot, you'll be all right. But we're doing ISO, so we're looking to go through.
It's the longest ISO ever.
It's taken a while.
ISO? What's that mean?
It's an accreditation. It's just that your business is, the correct standards, and you're dealing with a fit and proper business.
Okay.
We've got Craig Willits from Core Consultancy. He's doing that for us as soon as we give him the information. But as I said, this is the longest.
It's a lot of paperwork.
He's busy. I'm busy. Stuff like that. But we need this. We do need this. And then the next step would be ACS, because then once you've got that ACS. People, bigger companies like councils and stuff like that will work with you. They'll work with you. It's like having a CV. If you go for a job and there's certain things that are not on the CV, they're not even going to look at you.
So accreditation and certification, this is a big thing.
So that's the next step for me. And everything that I'm doing, this is why I'm giving it to Tomay, and he can do it. I also need to bring people in because the business is growing too much for me.
He does too much, and he won't. You know when. The CEO just does everything. They're like doing the marketing, they're doing like the invoices, paying the staff, like everything, like going to organize everyone.
No job left undone.
Yeah, and I'm like, you need to hire somebody. He's like, I think it's because he doesn't trust people. Like even to
give him a while to trust security guy
that doesn't trust people. That's probably a good thing though. Maybe that's why. His partner was like, you should really try to like he can really help you with this.
She says now delegate. Yeah, sometimes there's nobody there to delegate to, but Jules is helping me a lot. She's doing a lot, and she's good at all that sort of stuff. She's very she can pinpoint anything. So as far as figures and information is concerned, she can go through everything with a fine tooth comb. Nothing is left unturned. So she's a big help, and I owe a lot to Jules really with my progression and the way I've developed. Because when I first started this business, it was a case of I'll open a company, but didn't really have an idea and was like blindly going forward. But she's actually helped me a lot and give me confidence and stuff like that. And
so who is this Julie that you speak of? Is it like an employee or a partner?
Oh, she's my other half, my partner.
Oh, so 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. Okay, very efficient. So T, let me ask you a question. If you're in Dom's shoes now, what would you hope for him to be ready for in the future? How would you
great question. Well, what I said we need to do many times. Well, we got the van done. So basically, there's different types of marketing. So I think he needs to do more marketing. So we've been working on that. Website was the first step, obviously. Got his van redone, which he takes people to events. So now, like, if he pulls up to Glastonbury, it's got
branding,
all his branding on the side when people drive.
Did you get a car wrapped?
I got the car wrapped.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to put a photo down below.
Yes, I will put a photo in the video. So check out the video on YouTube, guys. I don't know why everyone likes to listen. You can watch us as well, see all the cool edits. Check us out on YouTube, Different Roots Radio.
Gentle plugs every now and then.
Gentle plugs.
Oh yeah, go on. What else?
So now marketing. So he does a lot, like he said, he does a lot of like jobs with Glastonbury. Like he's done things with NHS since when lockdown started. We looked at diversifying NHS, supermarket guys to make sure everyone's social distancing, all that sort of stuff. But now we want to look at contacting, like he said, councils and like big companies directly. And so if you're looking at Manchester Council, they'll say, we only work with companies who are ACS approved or who have the ISO. So get that accreditation and then look at more online stuff. So Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the social medias. He does a little bit on LinkedIn. He's got followers. He does a little bit on Facebook, but Dom's quite a character. So he likes to sometimes put some controversial,
too much
anti-vax, anti-vax posts.
He's one of them. Okay, hold on. Let me move a little.
And I agree with a lot of things he posts, but we need to make it a little bit more.
People might not want to, or certain people in the hierarchy might not want that.
There's certain issues you need to swerve and avoid because they're divisive.
I understand.
But Dom's not someone who holds his punches. As a former boxer, he doesn't pull any punches.
I can't seem to. I just have to say it. It just builds up, and I've just got to say it. I can't zip it.
So as we were saying before, you've grown so much by word of mouth, and that's because I worked on one job with your guys, and they seem to like Dom because he's friendly. They did the course with him, and a lot of the other companies they might not slagging anyone off, but they might not pay on time, they might pay less, they might not be as organized on the day. So all these things matter because if you're traveling like half an hour to go and do this job, and then the guy who's meant to be there is late, or you don't get paid on time, or you're calling them every week for your money, it leaves a salutation. You must be like, why would I stay with this company when I can go with that company? Sure. So he's grown from word of mouth. So I said, what we need to do is get some testimonials. So we got the testimonials of people who've been on this course. They're like, he's the best teacher ever. We're like a family at Impact Security. And then I went to the people who've done jobs with him. Oh yeah, it's so great work on the jobs. We get such a varied amount of work. So I think people really care about reviews. So I think getting that out there more. It's on the website. I put it all on the
reviews,
website.
So like I've seen, anyone can put a review, but there's what's it called? Trustpilot or
Trustpilot, yeah.
Right? So is that something that you guys are going to do, or
so we've done?
Because I could give you a review, but you don't. I've never gone on a course with you.
But the thing is about much like people we interviewed before We Mind the Gap, and I was actually going to try and tie them in and connect them. The people who go through the course are very like emotive. So like when people finish We Mind the Gap, which is like young people in Manchester based in Wrexham, and they help underprivileged kids like get jobs and
educate them and get them ready for working world,
into interview skills and stuff. And so when they graduate, they're like, oh, thank you so much, you changed my life. We went to their graduation the other week. I want to be a lawyer, I want to be in the army, or I want to be in security, or I want to be a designer, I want to be run my own business. I've already started my business, and thanks to these guys, they gave me so much confidence. And just like that, life skills with him on the website, you'll see like, thanks so much for Dom, he changed my life. Before I was just sitting around, I didn't do anything, I didn't even finish school, and now with the security course I'm more confident, and now I'm like earning money to support my family, and this would be possible if it wasn't for Dom. Thank you so much. So the reviews are so like emotional that people be like, this is wow, this is like really like,
this person
no one just like type this. So we need to get that, like you said, into Trustpilot. And
I have these reviews because when we did the training as well, at the end of the training, I would get some feedback forms out, and I would say tell me what you would like to be in the course that's not in the course, or what would you like to be changed, or anything like that, or what could I add? And then these other comments, and it is a bit humbling really, because I'm just getting up doing my all singing, all dancing, trying to entertain people and get people through courses. But then when you actually see what people take the time to write, rather than just going, yeah, it was good, and then getting off because you want to get the bus and go home, they actually spend a bit of time.
Little paragraphs and mini essays.
And also with the work as well, people come and go. People have been with me, they've had a great experience, but they have moved on. They've moved on to other companies and stuff like that because, they want to try that, or they want to try this, or stuff like that. And I've had people that can't even speak. They're in a shell. They're in a little cocoon, and then they've done a few jobs for me, and before you know it, they're full of confidence, their chest is out, and they're
because the community, talking to your boys, and you see
and talking to the public all day, but with your boys, so you feel like
you're supporting. I always say to people, you're never going to be on your own. You're going to be with two people at least, or 3, 4 in teams, so you get support from that. And then the people have been doing the job for like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 6 months, 12 months. You know what I mean? So these people have to learn from.
So Dom, I guess because you provide such a transformative experience and service to people that come into your network and work for you, does that mean like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like it sounds as if you run a training program that allows people to become certified kind of thing, and then you put them on jobs kind of thing. So your business model, would you say that maybe you spend 60%, or it is an 80-20 rule, right? So 80-20 is you put in 80% of effort for 80% of your revenue kind of thing, and then 20% for 20%. But because most of your time probably is training the person, does that revenue come out to be 80%? I'd imagine it's the other way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the training since COVID has stopped. So I've not managed to get that back up and running again. So at the minute, all my time is taking up staffing, events. Since Body's opened us up on the 9th of July, it's just gone, the events have gone crazy. And you know, we can't keep up with it. I mean,
do I need to hire someone?
Yeah, what's the main was saying about the minivan? We've got a minibus, 17-seater. I've also got a 7-seater Jeep. So people know, clients know that with a phone call, I can have 30 odd staff or put in any
just
place.
right
You know
away.
what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Leeds,
Call you on the day,
call
you right now and say, can you sort out tonight?
I mean, we're at Leeds again tonight, Deacon Blue tonight. Yesterday, we was at the Leeds Arena again for the Happy Mondays and James. So by the time I'd made sure everyone got home and I had to get up today to meet you guys, it wasn't a happy Friday.
No.
Have you?
But it's better now that I've had my coffee.
All right, your tea and coffees.
Yeah.
You have quite a few. You said last night you were in Leeds. You've been to Comic-Con and things before. I know you've done some
Comic-Con,
some famous personal security for some people.
Oh, dude, are you gonna do
Netflix, ABC, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
If I told you a
You
man
had
called,
Coronation Street.
a man called Schofield.
Oh,
Michael Schofield.
See the thing
Schofield?
is, I don't watch a lot
Lincoln
of telly.
Burrows, that guy.
Lincoln, both of them, yeah.
I don't watch a lot of telly, so the brief was don't talk to the principals or stuff like that unless you're spoken to, and then be polite, enter into conversation. But don't be going over to people and saying, "Can I have a selfie? Can you have your autograph?" It's just not professional, so we don't do that. So I said, "Don't worry about that because I don't even know who these guys are." But these guys have been all over Netflix, ABC, but you know, the Prison Break guys, I knew who they was, but you know, I don't really watch Prison Break. But
and you got the Vampire Diaries guys.
Yeah, we've done them. That was from another company.
Oh.
It wasn't my job, but because of my experience and stuff like that, we're put forward for that one.
Yeah.
So when you say the Vampire Diaries, are you talking about?
I think it's like the whole cast.
The whole cast.
You're not
put the
picture in the
You're not
video.
talking about my girlfriend, Alicia. she's a Canadian too, you know.
Oh,
from way
actually, I think I had to actually look after her. We actually
tell her I said hi. Do you remember?
she got blonde hair.
Not maybe now, but back in the day it was brunette. But yeah. But,
yeah, there's a few pictures that we've got, which is good.
Oh, my favorite, Ricky Hatton, boxing.
Oh yeah, I
boxing
used to work for another company, and we used to look after Ricky Hatton doing his ringside.
Okay.
You know, so that was good. So you had people paying hundreds of pounds for seats, and I was in charge of the ringside, and I was, you know, getting my view.
Front row.
Yeah, and then obviously
you didn't have to pay £1,000 for that seat.
No. and obviously because I used to box anyway, there's an interest there. And,
So
and a lot of the trainers that were actually there were people I used to box with when we was amateur and stuff. So, all right, Dom, how are you doing? Oh, are you doing this now? Yeah. And then I do get a lot of work from that because there's a guy called Glenn Williams. He runs Cheshire White Collar Boxing, and he does like a premier experience of the white collar boxing. So he takes people that have not really had a fight or anything like that, no experience, trains them for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then they all get in the ring and have a fight, and all the friends are there and everything. But it's a bit of a premier experience rather than just the white collar. It's, you know, a bit of a Las Vegas experience, the lights, fireworks, glamorous ladies, and usually taking place in the Wilmslow, Altrincham, that sort of bowlers and traffic.
Don't say anymore because Timmy will just roll up there with just all black. His manager is
in my all white suit. It's like, we're all black. I came in all white.
So I guess the big thing now. Thank you very much for coming in.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I guess to wrap it up, kind of thing is we need to know two things. One, what was like one of your biggest learning lessons that you had along the way?
Biggest learning lesson. I would probably say don't let anything hold you back. And if you want to do something, I've learned that if you want to do something, you need to just get out and do it. There's a company that I work with, NFPS, Mark Dawes, and I do a lot of his courses. And this is what he says all the time: fuck the naysayers, because basically just do what you want to do. and just get on and do it. A lot of the time over the years, I was held back through possibly confidence issues. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't do that. Somebody else does it. But really, if you know that you're going to have regrets, and you know there's nothing worse than regrets. So just get out and do it. I'm still suffering from confidence in a way on certain issues, even though I come across as dead.
He doesn't stop talking. I don't know how you have confidence. Former boxer, go out into the ring with. I would be so scared just walking out into the ring and seeing all these people cheering and knowing I've got to fight some crazy guy and like all these cameras and music and stuff. So
I was just too busy thinking, am I going to trip over that rope? You know what I mean? I just didn't want to do that. I don't care if I get beat. Just don't trip over the rope. I've seen that happen a few times to guys and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, lack of confidence can hold you back from being the best version of yourself. So I'm still working on that.
Good.
Your second question?
My second question, two things. And then two is how do you get some of our listeners or, you know, YouTube watchers to connect with you or your business?
Well, we do have a website, so you can actually click on that. So you will have to type in Impact Event Security and Protection Limited, or you could email me at dom@impacteventsecurity.com.
Or you got
LinkedIn,
your social media
Facebook, LinkedIn,
we've got LinkedIn, Impact Events Security and Protection
Limited,
Limited, but it'll all be on the screen right here.
All right, there we go. All right, cool. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in to another episode. Tune in 2 weeks from now, and we'll look out for you to look out for Dom.
Thank you. If you need close protection, see me.
All right, cool. All right, later. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to hit the like button to subscribe to Different Roots Radio on YouTube, Twitter, and all audio listening channels.